All right. Morning, everyone. It is August 9th, 2024. I am Adam Blue. This is the Blue Gamer Bluecast morning show, daily video game news show where I, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast, talk video games, video game news, industry insights, etc. Impressions on latest games, what I've been playing. Today we've got a treat. I am going to show off the game Cygni at the first part of the show here. This is the new shmup or shooter from Konami, which is kind of weird, right? Konami, well, it's really an external developer, but Konami is publishing. And I've got to say, I am impressed, because this isn't a Japanese, as far as I know, it's not a Japanese developed shmup. And it still retains that spirit of the old school shmup while doing a little bit to add new to it. Let's continue. Should we continue or should I stay on the first level? Because this is very tough. Okay, so this is cool. This is like you saw there was like arcade or missions. And you see the missions here. Looks like there's 7, unless it goes further. There's a tutorial you could do, and I will say this game is hard, but not as hard as kind of the traditional shmup. It's hard in its own way because you actually can get hit multiple times. Let's just get in. And there's co-op too. I need to do that. Anyway, this game, I think it's $30, but it's free on the Epic Games Store to give it a shot. And that's the thing, it's hard to spend money. Okay, real quick, I want to talk about this. There's some music playing. I don't think I have it too loud. It's very generic, mainstream, broad, let's get everyone excited music. It does not fit the rest of the game. Even this video here doesn't fit the game, right? It almost looks like they're doing some sort of like Overwatch thing here. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this anyway, because to me it seems like they then got maybe external help, maybe from Konami, to pay to have some sort of advertising agency make that beginning with, because it doesn't match the rest of the tone here. So one thing for sure, the graphics are great, especially considering this is a shmup. So why do you have to have this highly detailed model? Because they can, and it looks awesome. So this is one of the excuse me, pros with this game are the graphics. And then look how it's setting up the first level. And the music is great here, as opposed to the little marketing video. Here it's more epic. Sounds like going into battle. Okay, so here we go. We're over this little city. So you hold down the right trigger to shoot, as opposed to a lot of shmups making it, a face button. Notice I've also gotten hit multiple times because, 1, it's easy to get hit, but 2, this game has a system, and I'm still learning it, with a life bar. So you have a life bar, and you can pick up these credits that help you upgrade. I haven't been able to upgrade yet. And also the right stick, you see that you can make little adjustments, not a lot, but it helps kind of fit in as like a modern game because of that right stick. Even though it's not absolutely necessary, just the feel of having that control helps. Anyway, there's also another thing here, and I'm going to do that. The LB and RB buttons allow you to put more energy into your shields or your guns, which I like. I like that little technical aspect to it. I haven't mastered what I'm supposed to probably get out of it. Okay. So, I mean, while I haven't died, I've gotten hit. And I even think this thing has a super tiny hitbox, because there's times where I barely made it through, and okay, here's something else. You hold down the left trigger, and it's your ground attack. So now I am switching the button. See, I still have to be careful with what's above me. And then you click the right stick to then make it to where your attack is manual and not automatic. So then I go back, I click the right stick again, and then you see I'm moving and it's automatically grab. I think that's either health or not. Okay. All right. So back to using my air attack. Oh my god. And again, like, as I'm moving, I feel like I'm running into the bullets, but apparently I'm not. That's why I think that the hitbox just might be that small that I'm actually making it through what I feel like is an opening. But I would think I would be getting hit. Like, right now, this is insane. And yeah, you can barely hear it, but the music is excellent. Nothing like that beginning promo video. Like this has very, and then you can see like on the ground, there's the troops. So those troops are on my side. And there's like a spot where it's like you can help them out while they're on the ground. So many. Yeah, this is a part of the level I remember just taking a while. Like, and like the typical shmup, a lot of your success is in memorizing what's happening in the level. Wow, this is going on forever. And these levels are long. Like, I've only played through the first level, but I've done it multiple times because I've been trying to beat it. And trying to get better at understanding the mechanics of the game. Because again, with the shield and the shield and weapon energy manipulation, I feel like there's more to it. Okay. So here, do I shoot on the ground with these guys? Yep, I can blow them up. There's a big old guy there. But yeah, this is a boss battle. And we'll see how much longer I do this just so we can get to the news. So that's interesting. Like, I always feel like I am gonna die by running into stuff, but it's like it seems like you can run into stuff, and it's not too big of a. See, it got me. Oh, but I already blew that up. And you know what? I bet the frame rate doesn't come across because the frame rate on this is excellent. There we go. Yeah, that's what's interesting about being able to aim my shot. I was a bad. See, I got hit, but I'm okay. And so I'm trying to look. Are my shields like refilling? I can move. You can see I can move my weapons into shields. Oh, and I got grabbed again, and I'm still alive. So that's why I'm wondering, like, to what degree am I protected? And does manipulating the shields really help? Okay, this is almost done. All right. Oh. Okay, well, wow. Look at how insane this is getting. Like, I doubt the stream could even keep up with it. Because this is over 60 FPS on my end. I actually don't know if it's unlocked or it's locked at anything. Okay, and then, so that was that. I wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to finish this, but I'm going to get out of it for now. Yeah, stop sharing. Let me get to some news that I can share. Let's see. We're gonna start. Well, we're gonna get to news in a second. Sylphid, The Lost Planet. Yep, Rogue New Type. Totally played that. That's a good one. Okay. So to start with Exophase. So there's Cygni. I was playing that yesterday. Again, as you can see from what I played, it looks great. And it actually feels like it plays great. I just hope that it does things to keep me playing it. It reminds me of like the RTS genre and shmups nowadays, where the genres themselves, they've gone down this path for so long where they kind of play the same, and sometimes it's hard to really get a lot of um how do you modernize something to get a lot more meat out of it? And I hate to say this, but I look at like Metal Slug Awakening, even though they kind of mobilized it with the mobile stuff. There's a lot of meat to it. And so what this Cygni game has is you upgrade your ship between levels. I haven't really dived into that aspect yet, so I'm uncertain if that adds a new element to the gameplay. So I'll talk on that if I get to that. Then I went back to I had spoke about playing Metal Slug on Good Old Games. I went through and beat it. So I've got all these achievements here. None of them are like clear mission without getting hit or or beat the game without using continues. I have to work up to that. So I'll get to that eventually. And then Doom and Doom 2. This is weird, isn't it? Well, so QuakeCon is it? I guess started yesterday in my neck of the woods. Totally forgot about it. I will occasionally go. And gone with the family in the past. And then even my wife was showing me like a picture, the memories, and it was from QuakeCon. Not realizing, oh wait a minute, that's because would I have gone? I don't know. But anyway, from QuakeCon, there's always announcements, and that's what's kind of cool about how this is all worked out. Like at the end of the day, Microsoft owning the Doom franchise. I mean, you went from Microsoft systems to being the main place people were playing Doom, to now like Microsoft owns it and it's still allowing them to do their thing. Like, so for instance, there's this special release of Doom and Doom 2 right now on all consoles, but Game Pass, and it's interesting because it's like redone in a way where it's the same game, just very clear and just crisp, and there's a remixed music soundtrack which sounds awesome. But not only does it have Doom and Doom 2, but it has all of these other like officially released campaigns, but also a brand new campaign made by members of is it Night Dive Studio, Machine Gun Games, or Machine Games. So it's like a whole new Doom episode, and I've been playing it, and it's actually pretty good. I played, it looks like 16 minutes of it. I even got an achievement from playing that. So it's cool that it's a modern episode of Doom to play, and it was very well developed. It had really good music, and maybe I'll finish that off this weekend. It reminds me of like last year. Yeah, wasn't it last year with Quake 2? And they released a special episode for Quake 2. I didn't beat it, but I got pretty far. But I love that. I love it where, modern professional studios that have a decent output are able to then contribute in this way. And that's the thing I said I like about Microsoft. I mean, not that Microsoft's calling the shots here, but it's allowed the Doom franchise, id Software franchise, to continue to be what they're about. You know what I mean? Like Star Wars was like to filmmaking is like Doom is to video games in terms of like kind of cutting edge technology. So it's cool to see Doom continue to do that. Okay, so the other thing too is, I got my GOG account to connect, and it wasn't connected before, and so I was kind of interested looking at, okay, what have I used GOG for? Well, I played 5 hours of Witcher 3. Only 5 hours. You could say only 5 hours, but 5 hours is enough to play a game, and I just thought it was okay. SimCity 3000, interesting that it says 12 minutes. That could be the case because maybe it's being primarily played in Origin. I just remember, so 2016, I remember playing this a lot, and then even my wife was playing it, and we were both digging it. And then here's some, this intravenous, let me share this tab. This is something that was free. My friend slash brother-in-law sent me a link to this, but I never heard of this game before, so I'll have to give it a shot. Are there any screenshots? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I thought maybe it would take me to the, but anyway, yeah. And there's some other games I have on GOG here. Yeah, this Black Future's another recent one I got. I haven't played it yet. But a lot of these are old. Dungeon Keeper, classic. Love Dungeon Keeper. I can't believe how good Dungeon Keeper and Dungeon Keeper 2 is. But like they were never able to replicate that even now. Even right now. They tried to do a mobile version and it just didn't work. Because that one was hard to continue to play. It was like almost making you spend money. I'm surprised EA hasn't done another Dungeon Keeper. Like, it's crazy. Okay. Well, let's look at some gaming news. Here's something here. There's a rumor floating around, thanks to Fama boards users Pablo and Raccoon, that the Switch 2 could allow streaming gameplay directly to your TV without needing to dock the console, hence the previous news about fans in it, similar to AirPlay or Chromecast. The dock could be used as a wireless receptor. This could bring back the dual screen features we saw on the Wii U while keeping the hybrid aspect, potentially opening up possibilities for DS, 3DS game compatibility. Imagine playing on the big screen while keeping a second screen for inventory or maps. So yes to all of this. One, there's always been these hints about 2 screens with the Switch 2, but we didn't know in what context. I think there was even a rumor about magnets used to attach a Switch 1 to a Switch 2. But to get the first part out of the way about a wireless dock, that makes so much sense. It's a dock that you could plug in for it to, stream, but then have wireless capabilities to the dock itself. I see that happening. That seems like a evolution forward in this whole streaming, because I think we're going to see games that we can play locally, games that we can stream from the cloud, but also games we can stream locally. PlayStation does that with remote play. And then, Xbox is mainly cloud. So you combine that. Switch 2, I'm sure, is going to do some games that are streamed from the cloud, like they did already on the Switch. And then some that you could stream locally. But I wonder if there would be a difference if it's plugged in. Probably just like the buffering of the video. But anyway, the other aspect too is the dual screen. Like there's always little hints about this. I also think in some way Nintendo needs to be able to dip their hands into their back catalog of DS, 3DS, Wii U games, resell them, or at least reconfigure them to work better with modern stuff. And if you have it where you can wirelessly play a game that maybe is low impact on the video or the streaming, the network, that you can have a second screen there with you. Just like Wii U. I've had so much fun this year going back to, I have a 3DS, but also DS emulation using that custom tablet I have with the controllers on the side. I've had so much fun going back to DS games that are a lot of fun. And, there are games that I would want to go back to, but I'm like, for instance, Star Fox on the Wii U. That Star Fox game was pretty good. It's just that the Wii U stuff was a little annoying. I got to the last boss and just never beat the last boss. And it's like, I'd like to revisit that again, but I do not want to have to go find a Wii U. I mean, I guess I could emulate it too, but then also I'm having to play with the way the controls are. I'd love it if they re-released that Star Fox, fix the controls in a way. I mean, it wasn't bad, but maybe give options, proper Star Fox. And then also, I'm waiting for the release of a Castlevania collection of the DS games. Now we got the Advanced collection and pretty much everything else, but just not DS, because where are we gonna play dual screen? Where can Konami make money where there's two screens? So that would have to be something like the Switch 2 having some sort of functionality like that. Another option could be PC. I didn't really think about that. Why wouldn't Konami just release this collection on PC and have it where when it opens, it's a windowed dual screen and maybe the mouse is the touch screen, but then also have built-in options where if you have two monitors or something and so because they haven't done it yet, I wonder if the amount of effort versus how much they think they can make from people buying a DS collection. I don't know. That's actually very interesting to think about. Okay, what was some other gaming news I grabbed here? Oh yeah, real quick, because we were talking about the Doom stuff. Oh yeah, this is directly from the second level of the second level of that new campaign. Because I actually stopped right. Well, I got to this room, killed everything, couldn't find out where to go, so I went back in this room and saved my game. It's a really cool design. Like these enemies, I think these are new, unless they were in another Doom side release that I didn't know about. Yeah, check this out. So not only you get the Doom games, but you also get this TNT evolution, the Plutonia experiment, master levels for Doom 2, Notice for the Living, John Romero's Sigil, and Legacy of Rust, which I want to say Sigil 2 came out last year. The last episode, Legacy of Rust, is an all-new episode that's been created by members of id Software, Night Dive Studios, and Machine Games. This new episode also features new demons and weapons. Fasago's Rest, the ancient inscriptions called it. Okay, that's just story stuff. Okay. Players will also be able to choose between the original soundtrack by Bobby Prince or the arranged IDKFA version by Andrew Hulshult, which you could download for free from ModDB. So that's very cool that they've officially released this sort of like update remix. It's like, for me, I could go back to Doom anytime there's something new. It's just fun to play. I mean, it's interesting how much the gameplay holds up, considering the graphics to create the 3D environment and feel are really like at the edge of almost unplayable. just because what we're doing is we're looking at, these textures that are kind of tricking us into 3D. But it still works and it's fun. All right, so here's something that's kind of related to that other Nintendo article. Valve submits patent for low latency, high fidelity wireless foveated transmission and rendering between a console and an HMD or handheld device. While this might simply be made for Steam VR and Steam Link, it might also serve towards a Valve HMD with eye tracking link. So this is just another example of video game companies investing into this sort of thing. I think wireless, whether, when you're playing something in the cloud, that's like something that's not local. It's not wireless, but it's not local. But when you're wirelessly transmitting, that's not local too. So I think there's these crossover technologies that are used when it comes to how a game can potentially be delivered, so it's not local, but also be played, so it's not local. And I think there's a combination of that all these companies are figuring out right now. Because what if the easiest way to get someone to play a game is not only do they not have to download it, they can stream it, but as they're streaming it, they can also wirelessly stream it to any device around them. Like, let's say I have my phone and I'm asking my phone to then stream a game to my TV that I then use a controller with. I think that's kind of the direction they're trying to go with this, and some of the proof of that is with VR. So right now, a lot of people are able to take advantage of VR gaming by wirelessly connecting their headsets to their PCs, and that's one way to do it. So yeah, it's cool that they are investigating. So it makes me think: could Nintendo have some sort of AR or VR? And that was kind of a rumor, wasn't it, where there would be some sort of glasses you could wear Nintendo was going to make, so it looks like you have a big screen in front of you. I still feel like that could happen. Especially what if you're wearing the glasses to see what's on the TV, but they can also build in, like using AR, a second screen under that TV screen. It's possible. Like with the Quest 3, I could sit here, wear a Quest 3, and have all my monitors like in front of me open and like look at everything and even use my fingers to like point and move stuff. So we've got to be seeing that soon from everyone else. I think that is about it. I didn't really go into any of the news because there was actually stuff to talk about today. Funny enough, Take-Two expects Call of Duty will boost Game Pass numbers for a period of time. Take-Two exec Call of Duty. What? I don't. Funny that they're speaking on it. Control 2. What? Control 2 is now playable as Max Payne 1 and 2 remake enters full production. I get it. So Control 2 is in the making, and they're at a point now where it's playable, so then they can work on Max Payne 1 and 2 remake. That sounds great for a future, a bunch of games coming from Remedy. I need to beat Control, the first one. I got really far into it and just never beat it. It was just getting very samesies for me, but Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster will no longer grant erotica points for taking photos of women. Interesting. I mean, it is kind of cringy, but that is kind of the game's tone. It is interesting they're changing this stuff. I mean, they're not destroying lives necessarily, but I do find it interesting that they are bothering to make changes like that. Let's see. Doom Eternal receives official mod support. That's some other cool news coming from Quakecon. Yeah. Okay, I think that's about it. So really, I wanted to show off Cygni, give my impressions, and I think that, it's a Konami shmup, and it's good. It's just, I think it's hard to convince people, even myself, to spend $30 on a shmup that's not from any known IP. It's brand new, and that sort of promo video it uses doesn't. You can tell they just slapped that together to kind of make it more interesting. But the game works on its own, and I think that needs to be highlighted. I really like the things it's doing, even though it's small details. It's small enough details to what we know from a genre that makes it a little more interesting. So, yeah, thanks all for joining. Rogue New Type, thanks for being in the chat. Have a good weekend. And yeah, we will talk next time. See you all.